Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you another episode of my temporary video series, Top Comics. This is a series where every week the new comics come out. I talk about the comics that I'm planning on picking up that week and the top ones, the most exciting releases that you guys need to look out for. Normally I'd be putting out an episode of my new comics haul series, but unfortunately I'm away on a road trip with my family right now for summer, so this actually is a pre-recorded video. So from Marvel Comics, I'm only actually planning on getting 2 issues of them for this week. By the way, I'm talking about the comics that are releasing on June 15th in this video from all across 3 different comic book publishers. Starting it off with Marvel though, I do have Fantastic Four issue number 44, which is gonna be releasing June 15th from Marvel, like I said. This one is written by Dan Slott, artwork is by Rachel Stott and Andrea DeVito, so we've got a couple artists on this one, and this is the big conclusion to Reckoning War. This one is probably gonna be my most anticipated issue of the week. This is a really big deal. Reckoning War has just been such a universe-encompassing event so far. It's gone way beyond the limits that I thought it possibly could, because it's really only contained within the pages of Fantastic Four. There haven't been any tie-ins or anything like that. This is the big conclusion to it, and we're going to see the fallout within the next couple issues of Fantastic Four afterwards. That's Fantastic Four number 44 coming out June 15th from Marvel Comics. The only other issue that I plan on picking up from Marvel Comics that's coming out June 15th is Moon Knight Black, White, and Blood number 2. This is a brand new 4-issue anthology that Marvel's doing for Moon Knight, following with this whole new theme that they've been doing over the past year or so, which is called Black, White, and Blood. All it means is that the stories are told completely in black and white by the artists. The use of red is allowed in any context. It doesn't just have to be blood. I really like that idea artistically. It's given some of Marvel's top artists some interesting ways to work with color. There have been some good stories in these different anthologies. Some haven't been so good. To be honest, that first issue of the anthology was a big letdown, but this isn't the type of series that you can judge based on its first issue, right? Because each anthology is going to be different. Each story is going to be different, and you get 3 different stories in every issue. Those are the only issues I'm actually planning on getting from Marvel, but like I said, we're going to mention a couple of other of the most important releases coming out from these different publishers that you guys need to keep an eye out for. I've got a couple more pretty important ones that are releasing from Marvel for June 15th. The first one here that I'm looking at is Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 1. This is another new ongoing Captain America series. They're doing a Steve Rogers Captain America series, which is this one, alongside the Sam Wilson one, which is called Captain America Symbol of Truth. How do you guys feel about there being 2 ongoing Captain America series? If you enjoyed this issue, definitely let me know down in the comment section. We do also have one brand new issue number 1 for a new miniseries coming out from Marvel Comics on June 15th, and that's New Fantastic Four number 1. But don't let that new in the title confuse you. This is another one of those throwback books that's set in the past that Marvel's been doing so many of lately. We've got like Silver Surfer Rebirth, X-Men Legends, Venom Lethal Protector. I'm blanking on the rest of them, but they're putting out like 6 or 7 different series right now that are set in the past. In my opinion, I really don't like it. I think that Marvel is trying to avoid just making actual changes to the main Marvel universe as much as they can right now. But now that we've got all the most important top comics coming out from Marvel out of the way, let's move on to Image Comics. They've got a few pretty exciting releases that are coming out for June 15th's new comic book day. First, I'm going to go over the issues I'm actually planning on grabbing. There's 1 single issue and 1 collection that's going to be really popular this week. First off, we'll start it with A Town Called Terror number 3. I just added this to my ongoing pull list. Number 2 is pretty good. I think there's still something missing from the series that I'm hoping is going to get better, and that's the actual plot and the writing. The artwork alone, though, is really what makes this worth it. Artwork is by Simone Kudransky. Our main character has had to come back to this town despite wanting to leave it in the past forever. His family all still lives there, and his father has recently had a funeral, but he was resurrected, and that's not the first time this has happened. Now this main character has been tasked with finding his mom, who's been kidnapped, I guess. I'm still getting it for the artwork, though. I hope it gets better, but I might drop this if it doesn't get too much better within these next few issues. We do have one other comic that's coming out from Image for June 15th that I do plan on getting, and this is probably my most anticipated issue of the week. It's a really big release that a lot of people have been looking forward to for a while. And this is Bone Orchard, the Passageway original graphic novel hardcover. So it's an original graphic novel, which means that it's brand new content. It's not like reprinting single issues in a collection format. It's actually a brand new story. It's going to be 100 pages, so it's like 5 issues worth, right? And this is the start to the brand new Bone Orchard Mythos shared horror universe. Jeff Lemire is the writer on this. Andrea Sorrentino is the artist. They're coming back together after doing a bunch of other horror stuff in the past, namely Gideon Falls. They also did that Primordial miniseries, and throughout the next couple of years, they're going to be rolling out a bunch of new miniseries and more original graphic novels. That's the Passageway, though, the first installment in the Bone Orchard Mythos, coming out June 15th. There's also one other release coming out from Image Comics that I selected as the most important, coming out this week, June 15th. I'm not personally planning on getting it, but I might pick this up if there's any copies left, if you guys recommend it in the comment section down below. This series is Do a Power Bomb! Exclamation point. So big lettering there. This is by Daniel Warren Johnson. He's writing and drawing it, just like he did for Beta Ray Bill. It's actually a 7-issue series, and we've got Mike Spicer on the colors as usual. This seems to be some sort of WWE miniseries, which I think there's like a big subculture going on in the comics community where people who are into comics are also into WWE. I think superpowers are going to play into this. Could be cool. If you guys are into WWE, or if you're a big fan of Daniel Warren Johnson, make sure to check out Do a Powerbomb #1 of 7, coming out from Image Comics on June 15th. Alright guys, let's finish off this video with DC Comics. This week we do have a pretty big slate of comics coming out from DC. It's mostly just issues of their ongoing series, so I'm not going to mention too much here. The only issue I actually plan on getting from them, though, is the only series that I actually have on my pull list from DC. This issue that I do plan on getting is Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #3. I just added this series to my pull list. It's only a 6-issue miniseries, but it is by James Tynion IV, probably the biggest name in independent comics right now, and this is part of Neil Gaiman's whole Sandman universe. I've still got to get caught up. I haven't read that collection that I got of like the first 20 issues, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. I will say though that as a new reader coming into the Sandman universe with a fresh mind, not having read anything, Nightmare Country was a great jumping on point. It's just a horrific story by James Tynion IV. All you need to know is that the Corinthian is the name of basically our main character, I guess, or kind of the villain of the story. He is the embodiment of nightmares. Really great so far. I definitely recommend it. Sandman Universe Nightmare Country #3 of 6 is also coming out June 15th. But we've also got some other kind of semi-important issues that are going to be releasing that same day from DC Comics. First of all, we've got DC Pride Tim Drake special. As many of you guys know, June is going to be Pride Month, so DC and Marvel are going to be putting out some different Pride issues. If you guys are into Tim Drake, if you've been following his adventures lately, this is definitely an essential issue for you. And another Daniel Warren Johnson book, he's only writing it, but we've got the Jurassic League #2. I heard such great things about that first issue. It seems like a fun read. If you guys are liking Jurassic League, let me know down in the comment section below. It seems like a great title. But that's pretty much all I've got for this video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this brand new Top Comics series. It is only temporary, don't worry. I'll be back to doing physical new comics hauls very soon. It's going to be a couple weeks until I get back home from the road trip. I hope you guys are enjoying this content nonetheless. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.